Hello, viewers, and welcome to Cleveland TV in Diaspora. This is Unfiltered Conversations with the Afro students on Cleveland TV in Diaspora. My name is Professor AJ Oba. I'm your anchor to this program. And this morning, I have with me some students in the diaspora, and they are going to be engaging with us this morning to share their experiences on their education journey in diaspora. I have this morning with me Mr. A.A. Abubakar, who is the president of NANSA and president general of NANSA Diaspora. Honorable A.A. Abubakar, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. I also have with him Honorable Pepe Hadi Shoyemi. He's Senator, NANS Diaspora. You're welcome, Honorable Shoyemi.
Thank you, Professor.
And also, with me in the studio this morning is Honorable Yakubu Sabo Abdullahi, President, NANS Turkey. You're welcome, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, this morning we'll have a very touchy discussion that borders on challenges of Nigerian students in diaspora. Okay, and before we go straight into that discussion, I would like to encourage our viewers out there to subscribe to cleveland.com so that they can have access to our online streaming. And I would like to give a background check because this is a very critical subject. The critical subject. On background check, it is a fact that due to certain strikes by the Academic Staff Union of Universities, I'm talking about Nigeria, irregular academic calendars, and the poor state of education, amongst others, have forced many Nigerian students outside the country for education. To that end, some of these countries have, however, proved to be hell for Nigerian students. While some of these students are alive to share their stories, the same cannot be said of those who lost their lives in foreign lands. Now, there are challenges facing most Nigerian students abroad, just to mention a few: exploitation, racist behavior, and the killing of Nigerian students by locals in foreign countries. And these have become a trend in recent times. Justice was not served in many of these cases, while the Nigerian government has been criticized for not giving up to its or not living up to its responsibilities in demanding justice for its young citizens. This is a major concern. So in the light of this disheartening synopsis this morning, how to engage our students in diaspora. So you are welcome once again to Afro Students on Unfiltered Conversations on Cleveland TV in diaspora. Our business here is to highlight Africans in diaspora and our home and celebrate their achievements. So welcome on board, students. I'm going to start with the President General, Honorable A.A. Abubakar. I want to start with you this morning. Can you tell our viewers who is Honorable A.A. Abubakar?
Thank you very much, Prof. And firstly, I want to thank my Senator, Pepe, and my comrade President from NANS Turkish for joining us this morning, and the viewers everywhere. I'm A.A. Abubakar, Abdulrazak Abdulrahman Abubakar. I'm a student at the University of Johannesburg, South Africa, studying a Masters of Financial Engineering. Thank you. And I'm the president of NANS South Africa and the president of NANS Diaspora. So you can call me President General or Double President. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. You're welcome. You are the double barrel president. That's why I use the word President General. I hail you, Mr. President. You're welcome to Cleveland TV in Diaspora. Okay, next to the president is Honorable Pepe Hadi Shoyemi. He's the Senator NANS Diaspora. Honorable Shoyemi, can you tell our audience who is Senator Shoyemi?
Oh, thank you again for giving me the opportunity to say one or two things about myself. My name is Shoyemi, Pepe Adi Shoyemi. That's my name in full. I'm a student of University of Law, London. I'm doing my MA in law. I appreciate about equality, I value diversity, and I embrace inclusion. That's yeah, I am one of the senator representing Europe in diaspora, and intending Senate President of NANS Diaspora.
Wow.
Hopefully, by this time next month, I'll be the Senate President of NANS Diaspora. It's not by my power, but by the grace of God.
Hallelujah to that. I agree with you, and I would like to celebrate your success in that respect. Now we have also next to the president, we have Honorable Yakubu Sabo Abdullahi, who is the president of NANS Turkey Zone. So, Mr. Abdullahi, can you tell us who is Mr. Abdullahi?
Thank you very much once again for having me, Prof. And once again, I would like to say that before Mr. or Doctor or anything, we are comrades. So it is in the right state, I think we are being referred to as comrades, comrades in struggle, because that is what we are and that is what we put forward. And as by name, I am Eliakub Sabo Abdullahi, and I am the president of NANS Turkish Zone. And I am a student of architecture. I've had my bachelor's in architecture, my master's in architecture as well. And currently I'm a PhD candidate in architecture and urban design in Eastern Mediterranean University as well.
Wow, very remarkable. I have outstanding students here, Nigerian students, on the platform today, making us proud in their respective country of residence. That's very remarkable. Congratulations, I celebrate you guys. This morning we have a focus, and the focus is about challenges of Nigerian in diaspora. Challenges of Nigerian students in diaspora. I want to ask you this. Let me go back to the president. You are the president of America. Thank God, South Africa. And by the grace of God, you're also the president general of NANS. You have a lot of experience. You have experienced in a diverse experience in this in what we're talking about today in this subject, as long as this subject is concerned. So I'm going to pose this question to you. What do you think is the major problem Nigerian students face in diaspora? What is the major problem? Let's start from there.
Thank you very much. I'll be very specific. One of the major challenges I will limit this to South Africa, which I'm based, that I see every day. Firstly, is an undeniable fact that when you're a Nigerian student, just because you're in Nigeria is a crime already. It is already automatically is a challenge for you. Just the fact you are a Nigerian, even before you start explaining yourself, you're already guilty. Just having that identity as a Nigerian. So automatically it makes things strenuous and difficult for you. Any department you go to is not easily accessible as any other nationals in Africa or any part of the world. So that's one challenge Nigerians are facing, students are facing, stereotype. I'll give you a practical example. In my institution, somebody walk up to me and say, I want to buy drugs. I don't know how drugs look like. I don't know where they sell drugs. So you get it. So this is one, and this the ripple effect of such things is it has psychological effect on you as a human, knowing that you are Nigerian, you are innocent of crime, but people seeing you alone automatically assuming that you are part of one dodgy business and all those stuff. It has this psychological effect on you as a student, even while you are studying. You are not even free. You get the point. These are one aspect of challenges Nigerians are facing. Now let's go back to now the challenges that is being imposed to us by our government. We have experienced scenarios whereby Nigerian students become illegal in the country, not because the host country is making them illegal, but because they don't even have passport booklets to renew their visas. And this happens all over the world. But I thank God for the intervention that the new Consul General actually granted, that actually eradicated these things. Most of our students became illegal before the new Consul General of South Africa came in. So you get it. There are immense challenges Nigerian students are facing, but I just want to give you a preamble of it. These are part of the challenges we are facing as Nigerian students in South Africa and in diaspora, especially those in the UK. We have some situation that occurred in the UK the other day. Students have paid for school fees, but the banks in Nigeria failed to remit the money to the school, and most of those students were deported. These problems are not being caused by the UK government, but it's the lack of institutions we are having in Nigeria. So you get it. So even as Nigeria, the problem we are facing comes from our own country, even before the host country initiates their own problem. So now we are having double-barreled problems. So you get it. So being a Nigerian student in diaspora is not an easy task. So I will say a mouthful, but let me give my comrades the opportunity to also address some of the challenges they are facing their respective constituents.
Thank you, Honorable A. Abubakar. You said something very important. There's something you say here that I picked up. There are two things I'm going to talk about now before I move to your colleague. You made mention of someone approaching you in the institution to say, "Can I have some drugs?" You know, and we have to deconstruct that notion because it's a terrible notion. You see, Nigerians are not drug peddlers. I have to say that because we are on air now. It's an erroneous notion being peddled out there by, I don't know, by whether political actors or non-political actors, and we have to really deconstruct that notion. Not every, I mean, drug is a global problem, so it cannot be just, it cannot only be associated with Nigerians. So that's just what I'm trying to say. Another one you did mention, and I like the fact that you did appreciate that the new Consul General, His Excellency Andrew Idi, is doing his best to make sure that Nigerians will get their passport. In fact, I spoke with him a few days ago. He said, even expired passports, I want them issued out. I'm telling you with authority, I heard from him. I want them issued out. I've given orders that Nigerians should have their passports. So courtesy of the new Consul General, I really appreciate his efforts. And he's been toying around the country, provinces, trying to embrace Nigerians to make their life easy for them. So that is that. Okay, let me now go to your colleague. Do you share the same sentiment with the president that you being a Nigerian already put you on a very tight corner, that people will profile you as maybe a drug addict or someone who is engaged in one thing or the other? Do you agree with that statement? Is that the issue in your own country where you are resident?
Okay. Thank you for that, Professor. I reside in United Kingdom. I've been here for a long time. I can say being black generally in United Kingdom face a kind of racial abuse. I used to call monkey and me as I got a strong strength. I ask them to give me a banana and it can get. I don't really get offended. But me as an individual, but what about the majority? That's what I'm looking at. Seriously, being black, especially being Nigerian, Nigeria is like facing a double issue. I got a friend of mine that used to be a former president in South Africa. Yeah, he came to UK with the family, and he need to travel to Canada to study again. And getting to the airport, they said he cannot fly because he need a visa. And same person beside him, a Ghanaian with a Ghanaian passport, same issue. They took the Ghana travel. And this Nigerian passport, they said, no, he's trying to say, I was there. Say, what's going on? Same issue. Say, no, it has been sorted out. You have to call your embassy. You have to go. He spent 9 days in my house before he could travel. Being Nigerian, that's what we need. We need the kind of proper foreign affairs minister. We need our high commissioners to trying to portray our name properly. A lot of good things is happening as a student, of Nigerian students, and as of those that stay in this country. But we don't really see much of that being air on air about the good things is happening with Nigerians. Only the bad one we do here. Before now, the question is, what are the issues? Before now, the issue we have in United Kingdom was scholarship issue. Those students that be given scholarship to study, maybe the scholarship is supposed to be 3 years, but after getting to this country, the government will just ignore them. They are on their own, and they struggle a lot. They couldn't renew their visa. They couldn't pay their tuition fee, and because of that, their respective school, we have to stop them. That's the main reason NANS UK came on board, when a lot of students came to me about the government of the day. Then they couldn't pay uh, their tuition fee. But presently, the main issue with God now is about, they call it Form A, whereby my president said something about that. One of our students was arrested 3 weeks ago. It was in detention for exactly 3 weeks. It was released 2 days ago. Time for our lawyers and our representative that do go and fight for. His visa was revoked. It's supposed to have 18-month visa, but it was revoked to 9 months because of Form A issue. They couldn't. Form A is a way of paying money to Nigerian banks, and Nigerian bank with agreements with your university, they will send the money to the school. But they refuse to do that. We got the case in House of Representatives in Nigeria. We've done the first hearing. We are going for the second hearing. And again, the main issue now we are facing in UK as a student is accommodation issue. I don't know how come we talking to people in the UK that they can be of help to us. I've been talking to a lawyer. I've been talking to different NGO to help us out. How come somebody that came to UK, no family, nobody, and he said, if you want to get accommodation, you need someone that got a mortgage. You need someone that got a British passport. It doesn't work that way. And that's one of the things we are facing with that. Let me just stop from here. It's a lot of issue we are facing, but for now, I will leave it from there to give my honorable time to say something.
Thank you for that explicit expression. The thing is, I picked some few things because I'll come back to you based on UK, because we have to address it now because we are online. Somehow this clip will filter into the hands of someone, maybe in authority, because what I saw happening in UK is not pleasing. I'll come back to that. Thank God you are here today. But before we go there, let's go to your colleague and see his own views on the challenges of Nigerians in diaspora. What's your own experience, sir?
Yeah, so first of all, maybe I would like to just clear some things, especially within our region, the Turkish zone, because I represent I would say the two countries, which is the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus and also the Turkey itself. So, the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus is being known as Cyprus, but for those of us that knew, the Cyprus is divided into two. There is the Northern Cyprus and there is the Southern Cyprus. So basically, we're in the Northern Cyprus, which is the Turkish Republic region, which unfortunately, that is where most of the problems are actually coming from. Most of the challenges of our students are actually coming from. And the first challenge, it is actually the challenge of recognition. For those that knew and about the recognition of Northern Cyprus, is a country, but not a country that is recognized by the United Nations, thereby Nigeria itself. So we are under the jurisdiction of Turkey, which means the Turkish embassy, we are under the Turkish embassy, which I would say, anything that relates to the embassy, thanks God, especially the current ambassador, His Excellency. At the moment, Mr. Yusuf was able to help us in actually some of the challenges that the embassy can. Even though sometimes we do usually have challenges in reaching, directly to the Nigerian government, especially when the things that have to be solved diplomatically because of the restriction of Northern Cyprus. Northern Cyprus has its own precedent, but that is also not recognized from Nigeria. So we have to follow through the channel of our embassy, which is the Turkish embassy, and then that is our only channel that would be channeled to either the Turkish president and then to the Nigerian president, for example. So these are some of the challenges that we usually have, that sometimes even if we're crying, our cry would be actually too far to be heard because of these challenges that we are having diplomatically. So, but at the moment, even as of the last 2 weeks, I was at the embassy together with the ambassador, with the minister consulate, And we've discussed more on the challenges that the students are facing, which we continue to find ways in solving them, which one of the challenges were challenges of renewal of passport when your passport has expired. So that is a problem that I can say now that it has been solved, because at every month, the passport intervention team from the embassy usually go around the country to the northern Cyprus in Turkey to renew student passports. So that is a problem that I think we've actually passed that. And also one of the challenges is students traveling to Nigeria, especially when they lost their passport or they damaged their passport. So that is also something that the embassy is usually helping in actually issuing in Cyprus, starting from one of the issues that was just mentioned, the racial profiling and the racism. We do face that a lot. I mean, just by being called a Nigerian, that is something. I mean, I would start my conversation with giving one of the example. Some years about, we as a student association, we've been called by the police to come to the police station to identify a suspect, which they referred to that suspect as Nigerian because he's black. And we went there, and the suspect was, a person going to supermarket, stealing some things. And when we went there, they showed us the CCTV footage. I, myself, and other executive members of the association, we could not, get a face. But this person actually committed, this activity like 4 times. So he does have a routine, a specific time that he usually goes and everything. So we somehow roughly established this, routine and, the how he usually does this. With our help as an association and the police, we went out, on an operation in a night, and we were able to, get that person. I mean, unluckily for him, that was the time he was actually going somewhere to, do one thing or the other. And when he's been brought to the police station, funny enough, this guy is black, but he's not a Nigerian. He is actually from one of the African countries that, I may not say it here. He's not a Nigerian. And at that time, we were even telling the police head, and that, like, this is something that we've been trying to tell you guys, that just being black doesn't mean you're a Nigerian. We have so many countries, almost majority of the African countries, even non-African countries, that are black, and they are even in this country. So this profiling thing needs to stop. So the thing has actually escalated way worse, because now in the country, for example, in Northern Cyprus, your resident permit, your legal resident permit as a student, can be revoked without any reason. The government might just feel like they are just, maybe I will use the word, they're tired of you. They will just decide, because we have this instance, they cancel your permit, and then they would ask you to leave the country. If you refused, they would deport you back without any credible reason. We've had this recent experience. I mean, the ambassador, we've actually tabled the issue to the ambassador. He tried to help, but at long last, those students had to leave the country, because and we actually took the case to the court. We spent 4 to 5 months in the court having the session. Sometimes even the lawyer from the government, they will not even show up. We presented all the evidence. For example, students that are having remarkable academic achievement, student with 4.0 CGPA, being having their resident permit cancelled and ask them to leave the country, and there is no any obvious reason to that. I mean, I consider this, even if you are a murder suspect, you should be informed of your crime before actually taking action on this. So these are also some of the challenges that, due to also those that diplomatic issue that I mentioned in the beginning, we cannot directly, complain to the Nigerian government. We have to follow through that. And the Nigerian government cannot directly communicate with the government of Northern Cyprus, for example, without involving, the foreign affairs to the embassy, and embassy to the foreign affairs of Northern Cyprus, and then the issue would get to the government. So this line of communication also has an effect in actually solving some of these issues. So this another challenges that we're having are actually students struggling, and I would say that we have one of the problems we have in our agents. Students would want to go and study in the university, and the agent would somehow lie to them that you're going to some greener pasture, you're going to a European country, there is work, there is this, there is that. And not knowing the student after coming to the island or coming to the country, he would see a totally different of what he's been told, what she's been told. Student would actually empty his account, empty his savings or his parents, where there is no enough job opportunities. So, to keep it brief, we have so many, problems. And as I said, and one thing I would say that, here we are actually mentioning some of the challenges and some of the racial, profiling that we're facing from the locals of the countries that we find ourselves. We actually find ourselves in these countries for a reason. Some of us actually, been forced to go there just to have a better life, to have a better educational background and educational system. But as well, the locals that we are staying in, for example, the Turkish people, I mean, the ones that are here, they are really, really nice people. Because I can tell you that, some of my colleagues or professors, they've done things to me that even my fellow Nigerian hasn't done to me. It's something good. So they are quite good people, but as we said, we can't ignore the fact that we're actually facing some very, very serious challenges. I mean, I would wish this is an interview, for a whole day. I believe we can stay here and continue to mention so much of these problems. So at last, I would like to just, appeal to our government in Nigeria to continue, working hand in hand with us, so that as the representatives of these students, we get first-hand information from these students and the challenges and the problems that our students are facing, so that we can be able to somehow try to help these students and make sure that they have a smooth learning environment, and also they have a smooth learning time. For those of them that are staying there temporarily, and for some of the students that, for example, you decided you want to study in the UK or you want to study in South Africa or in Cyprus, in Turkey, as quite all right, I would say that now NANS Diaspora and other NANS bodies have actually been known more, especially when you are conversing with the news and social media. So I advise students, reach out to these student bodies, get some more information before you actually even go to a place, or even if you are in the place, because these student bodies have actually spent more time there, are familiar with some rules and regulation, because based on experience, some of the reasons that make students fall into problems or fall into some things is that lack of information. If they do have information from past experiences or student representatives, some problems are avoidable. So let me just keep it short here in this time because of the time. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Abdullahi, and for your concern. Your own case is peculiar in the sense that you live in a region where jurisdiction is a problem, and I think in that light, there should be kind of you should be able to mobilize the students in that part of the world to communicate, to send a communique to the Federal Republic of Nigeria to actually express some of these concerns. You can, even if you've done it before, you need to keep doing it until you get the attention that you guys require in that part of the world, because it's a question of jurisdiction. So that is that, amongst other challenges. So before we continue this discussion, I would like us to go on break. When we return, we'll continue from where we stopped. It's still on Featured Conversations with the Afro students on Cleveland TV in Diaspora. And I'm your anchor, Professor A.J. Oba, and I have on board today the NANSA and NANS Diaspora leadership. So when we come back, we'll continue this discussion. Thank you, gentlemen.
In the 21st century's technological advancement, we all seek opportunities to move and network with the emerging space. Introducing Cleveland blog and event posting. Do you think you have some interesting materials, good content, articles, and stories? Then feel free to publish them on Cleveland blog and events page, just as team of our writers are doing presently. By blogging on Cleveland's blogs and events, you benefit from our reach and in the 21st century's technological advancement, we all seek opportunities to move and network with the emerging space. Introducing Cleveland blog and event posting. Do you think you have some interesting materials, good content, articles, and stories? Then feel free to publish them on Cleveland blog and events page, just as team of our writers are doing presently. By blogging on Clevenard's blogs and events, you benefit from our reach and network. There are constant stream of people visiting our social platform, and we have figured out just how to distribute our contents. This means you can basically skip the line and get access to a big audience from day one. Furthermore, we can help you get in touch with important people for projects with possibilities of translating your content into other languages and republishing them on Clevenard. This helps preserve and protect your content from getting lost. What's more, you also get to be part of our team with access to our network and lots of exclusives, behind the scenes information. And of course, you get full credit for everything you do, which brings you popularity and make extra income. Sign up now on clevenard.com and start blogging to your advantage. Please see the tutorial video on how to blog or post events on Clevenard Blogs and Events. For more information, contact info@clevenard.com +34 631 279811. Website www.clevenard.com. Clevenard, your blogs, your identity.
Hello viewers, you're welcome back. This is Unfiltered Conversations with Afro students on Clevenard TV in Diaspora. My name is AJ Obamio, anchor to this program. This afternoon or this morning, you have students of Nigerian descent living in Diaspora who have come to share their experience and all their challenges in Diaspora while studying Diaspora. And I have with me here the president of NANSA, and also who is also the President General of NANS Diaspora. His name is Honorable A.A. Abubakar, who is here in the studio. So you're welcome back, Honorable Abubakar. And also with him, with his counterpart here, we have Honorable Pepe Haide Shayemi, who is a senator, NANS Diaspora, also on the platform with me. Honorable, you're welcome back. And I have also on my left hand, I have Honorable Yakubu Sabu Abdullahi, who is the President NANS Turkish, that's a northern region now. Let me put it that way. So you are all welcome back to this conversation. And this is a very important conversation as long as Nigerian students in diaspora is concerned. It's a touchy one, considering what our students are facing abroad. Just to continue from where we start before we go on break, I would like to focus on the issue of exploitation, considering what Mr. Yakubu just said, the issue of exploitation, because that's one of the major problems Nigerian students face. I had one disheartening story that a Nigerian student was duped, and at the end of the day, he had a high blood pressure, whatever. Before you know, he passed on over there. He died, because what he expected was not what he saw when he got there. So tell me, let me start with the president. Have you been exploited in any way as a Nigerian student? That's a very direct question.
Thank you very much. Personally, before I came here, before I even answer the question, I would urge the viewers and Nigerian students, before you travel, get information. That's very vital, that's very important. Fine, we know Nigeria can be hard, right? Nigeria is hard. Everybody wants to go out. You want to travel for best quality education and all those stuff. But get information about the country you're going to. Understand the immigration criteria of the country where you're going. The cost of living of where you're going. If you understand all those things, it will be very difficult for someone to come to you and tell you this and this. When you go, your miracle is going to happen. As the NANS Diaspora president, I've been contacted by a lot of students. They want to come to South Africa to study. South Africa is a very beautiful place to study. They have quality education. It's undisputable. You get it? But I'm very factual. I always make you understand that South Africa is not easy. So some will say they are coming because they believe they're going to get jobs. Because I always tell them, if you don't have work permit, you will not get a job. Except you want to settle for a restaurant work and all the stuff. So the problem is most Nigerian students don't want to hear the truth. When you tell them the truth, they prefer the person who's going to lie to them. So you get it. So personally, I've not been a victim because I try to gather as much information before I make a decision. I came to South Africa with 100 naira, so who's going to dupe me with 100 naira? So you get the point. So I've not been a victim, but I have a lot of people who are victims of this. So contact as much people as you can. Gather as many information as you can. Call us as NANS Diaspora. Call our chapter president. Get information before you decide to say, I'm going to study. But the other problem we have, most students travel with a study visa, not because they want to study, as a means of getting away from the country. So now, personally, you coming with a study visa, I don't classify you as a student.
Student.
So because after that, and these are the people, in quote, who go to countries and commit crime, and now they're being labeled as what, a Nigerian students. They only got a visa to study, but not with the intention to come and study. So my advice to everybody who's coming to study, get as much information, gather as many information as you can before embarking on a journey. By so doing, I don't think you'll be a victim of scammers or people deceiving you. When you get here, there's a mansion waiting for you in our father's land, and no. So it's information for me, I believe, is key. Get information, and I think you'll be good to go. And also, before I give my colleague the other, we have our missions. The problem we also have as Nigerian students, we think most of our institutions are not working. But funny enough, we have institutions in place to work that are working, but we believe that this is a scam. So that's the mentality we have, the mindset we have, that these things are not working. If you contact the mission of a country you're going to and say, listen, this is the intention I have to do this and that, what the mission does immediately, they call the institution, your institutional leader, like the Nigerian Student Society or the national body there, and give them that information. They gather as much information to help you so you will not be a victim of scammers. But we don't utilize our institutions, but we complain that our institutions are not working.
Yes,
So you get it. So information is key, and robust communication is key. Yeah.
Okay, now let's continue from where we stopped. I love the fact that we're able to highlight what leads to extortion. It starts from even where you are in Nigeria, because when you have a wrong notion, actually you're going to be duped. You'll be extorted from people. People will extort money from you. But another concern I want to also raise is that this extortion, how does it happen? Is it in the hands of Nigerians or agents abroad in the host country? What's the connection between the people doing the extortion and the students? I still want to leave this for the president. From your experience.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Firstly, who are those agents?
Yes.
The agents are Nigerians. You get the point, and that is the pain. This is the pain I'm having. The people scamming or the defrauding other students are not agents of other countries, because if you use a South African agent that you want to study, there's a law in this country You get these people understand the law that you can. That's fraud. You go to jail.
Exactly.
So, but the problem we are having is Nigerians scamming Nigerians. And remember, most of those students, their parents sold their land, houses, to send their children abroad. And now you've taken out everything. And when they get here, they don't want to go back. You know why? They don't want to disappoint their father or their mother. They keep lying. No, everything is going well, but nothing is well. And that's how they indulge in crime. And this is how crime starts. It's like a trend. It's a pattern of behavior.
Exactly.
You get us? They've come from the country, from Nigeria to a foreign country with the hope that everything is in place. Now they've been scammed. How do you go back to tell your father, no, Papa, the house you sold, the guy took the money and ran away? Instead, no, it's fine. I will make him by all means. Now, how would you make it? You don't have a permit. You are illegal in the country. You are not documenting and all. What do? The next available option is what? Is crime. And when that person commits crime, they don't call the name of that guy, that John Book committed the crime, a Nigerian national. It becomes a Nigerian national issue. So that's what we need to plead to our agents. I think there should be an institution in place to checkmate these agents, because seriously, this is the problem we are having.
Exactly.
Because if we have something that is checkmating these agents, all this nonsense will not happen. And this takes me back to what I'm saying. Information is key. We have institutional bodies to help Nigerians, give them as accurate information as that they require in order to make such trips or to study abroad. So they won't be victims of these so-called agents. The people frauding our students are not from other countries. They are also our people, our fake agents who came here, don't know what else to do because they were also scammed. So now, because they were scammed, okay, if you scam me, make I go into the business too to scam. It's now a trend, a pattern of behavior. So that's the problem.
Wow, that's a good one there, and eye-opening suggestion and opinion. Yes, okay. I don't know if your colleagues share the same sentiment. I don't know if any of you have also been scammed or exploited by these guys who are busy exploiting students. Have you fallen victim? Victim to this guy?
Me personally, no. Me personally, no. Can you hear me, please? Because I changed.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Me personally, no. This exploitation and install is involved. Like yesterday, someone sent a video to me. A Nigerian lawyer, immigration lawyer. He said a 20-year-old young lady left Nigeria, pay an agent £20,000, almost over 90 million naira, and it got to point of entry. It was detained. And lady was crying. It gave money to an agent. What I do, my president said it all. What I do tell our people, we got NANS in every country in this world. We have 192 countries, at least got NANS in mostly main country people go to. And just come to us, ask us questions. I always tell people, you can do traveling yourself. You can do student visa yourself. Every requirement is on Gov UK. Anything you want, why must you go through agents? And even though if you want to go through agents, go through registered agents. If anything happens, you can sue them. You know where they are. You know everything about them. But they just want quick one. Like lawyer said, if you need my service, bring £350. I said, no. I got someone that can advise me for free. After advising that this one is cheaper, they give you money to that because they've been thinking they've been in UK for a long time. Like that. The main thing, information is power. If you want to travel, now, so a lady got to airport, intro, somebody just called me, a lady need accommodation. I said, what happened? What's up? Why can't you arrange accommodation? Say, give money to someone. It's been calling the person over 3 hours. The individual is not coming up. What can we do? Everything have to arrange. You have a body in place. You have NANS in place. Contact us. I will tell you what to do, how you want to do it, how we can go about that. And that's it. That's the essence of this body. We are the umbrella body of NANS, of students in the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That is very important. I just want to agree with what you said and also with what the president said. At least a student coming to a country should reach out to his or her embassy. It's very important. It's very, very important to ask questions. How do I go about this? How do I go about that? I mean, it's very, very important. So I don't fall into the hands of these criminals who are taking advantage of new students coming into the country to study. And unfortunately, Nigerians are the ones who engage in this kind of fraud, defrauding fellow Nigerians who wants to study, whose parents have sold cars, houses, lands to send them abroad to study. Very pathetic and disturbing. So I don't know if you have the president of NANS in Turkish and Northern region, that is Cyprus. I don't know if you have such experience as well, or if your fellow students in those areas have experienced something like that, exploitation. Is that the case also?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. When the president and was talking about it, I felt like he's more of like,
I think we lost him. It's a network. Okay, well, we're going to continue. We'll give him the time when he comes back.
Explaining the
One of
situation
the
we are having.
issues.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. The network.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. You can go on. Go on.
All right. So, as the president said, there are Nigerians actually that are, scamming people. So the issue is that you want to study, honestly, your parents have sent you to study, but unfortunately, a Nigerian agent is there waiting to, grab all the money that you're coming with. I mean, just right now, I mean, one of the case. Hello, are you with me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go on.
All right. So one of the cases that even just yesterday that came in was a Nigerian, and it's not even a Nigerian student who is actually even studying in Cyprus, was the agent, and was the one that scammed a student that came to study about 6 million naira. And as when we started making investigation, he has done it to someone else. And we're trying to find out where he is. Then we heard that he has traveled to Nigeria. He has changed his phone number, so he's not even reachable. So this is one of hundreds and many of the cases that actually agents who are Nigerians are exploiting the students without giving them proper information and knowledge of the country and of the university they are going to study. They will just sell them the idea that they are coming to a country in which they would work, they would get rich as a student and all. So even to the extent that we had to put some measures in place as an association, we tried to say that, okay, any agent who is being found guilty of these exploitation, accusations, and we found out that it is true, we are going to publish his picture, the name of his agency, on our social media platform for students to be aware and also to stay away from him. And then I personally, we went and met with almost all the university officials, I mean the authorities, directorate, and tell them that they should do more in trying, in actually selecting or giving the opportunity for an agent to recruit students for them. Because some of these universities are the ones, giving these agents the opportunity to recruit students for them, and then eventually they will just end up bringing students, because it's all about, it's business from the university perspective. More students, more money. So they don't usually actually screen and see which agent is actually doing what he wants and what he's supposed to do. So some of the universities, they actually are doing it well, because you have to submit, for example, if you're a Nigerian agent, you would have to submit your company registration from, that is the Corporate Affairs Commission. You have to submit, some other documents, which I don't have the list, but there are documents in which, as an agent, if you have been found guilty of exploiting a student, the university can take a legal action in their country and also in Nigeria, because they all have documentation and the proof of where you are and your address. So as the president said, I will reiterate on this again, that information is the key. If you want to go to a certain country, the embassies have, the contact is always active, their emails, the student association, their contact is active, their phone number is active. Reach out. You would be surprised how much, especially financially wise and information, you would be saved, in order not to go and put yourself in jeopardy. As I think, Professor, what you've said, that somebody that actually got a heart attack and, end up dead. And this is something that could have been avoided as well. So I think on this issue, that I would just also plead more on these agents, at least try to give the correct information. What's meant for you is for you. I mean, if you're eager to get the money, I mean, speaking from I mean, I would say even religious point of view, whatever money you get in that aspect of exploiting people, that money, it will lead you to destruction. It's just a temporary, but definitely you would pay for it. So my last call is that these agents should please try as much as possible to be truthful and honest to the students, so that you will save them and their parents from being in a sorry situation.
Thank you for that contribution. I actually have some critical questions I set aside for this very interview. And because of time, our time is running very fast. I would like to combine two questions in one moving forward. And I would like to go back to the president before we go on break, because once we go on break and come back, we'll be wrapping up this program, this conversation. Before we do that, I want to ask this question, very challenging one, and it's important, it's necessary here. There are countries that are hostile. There are countries that are notorious for being hostile to Nigerian students. And also, we need to, based on that, we need to find reasons or ways to make our government act. But if I may ask the president today, can you name the countries that seem to be hostile to Nigerian students across the world? I mean, that's why we're here. We have to let our people know. I mean, we can save Nigerian students back home, so that when they want to make their decision of traveling abroad, they need to know the red flags, the countries that have red flags, where to go, where not to go, because no one wants to suffer racism, because this is the issue of racism now. So combining it with racism and hostile countries to Nigerians, not because Nigerians are criminals, no, but just because they are Black and they are Nigerian. So which countries, in your knowledge, based on your experience, that are hostile to Nigerian students abroad?
Thank you very much, Prof. But I think my portfolio as the NANS Diaspora president does not permit me to publicly condemn or say something negative about a country. But every information a student would need regarding the country to go to, what to expect from any country, they should contact us personally, contact NANS Diaspora, and we'll provide them with such information that they might require in going forward or in going to any country they require. But one thing I want them to understand, NANS Diaspora is here to serve the Nigerian student in diaspora. You get the point. Like cases that has happened, I'll give you a practical example. The case in UK, NANS Diaspora took it up when we got information that our missions were not responsive to the matter. We took it up to the National Assembly. We got a hearing for that case. I personally flew to Nigeria to the National Assembly for that hearing with one of the victims. So NANS Diaspora is doing everything possible to make life easier for Nigerian students, to cater for the welfare of the entire Nigerian students in diaspora. That's what we are here for. We are not here to joke. NANS Diaspora has solidified relationships with all Nigerian missions across the world. I'll give you another practical example. We had an issue recently in Benin Republic where a Nigerian student was detained. Now, we reached out, we got information that the missions were not responsive. We reached out immediately to the ambassador. I personally spoke to the ambassador for more than 30 minutes, and the ambassador gave me the report of what happened. So on that note, I will beg our students to be law-abiding. If you want the help of the Nigerian government, don't indulge in criminal activities. Because if you indulge in criminal activities, we cannot help you.
Yes,
because you must face the law.
Okay.
I just recently understood that in Benin Republic, you are found guilty until proven otherwise. Unlike other countries whereby you must go to the law, immediately you are caught, you are found guilty. That's the case of that person. But our ambassador swung into action. The consular section of the embassy swung into action immediately. So NANS Diaspora is here to serve the student. We have institutions in place. We went to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, still for the sake of our students who had issues in Saudi Arabia, to address that issue. So we are here to serve. Reach out to us. We have chapter presidents all over the world. Reach out to your chapter president, and then they will tell us what you are facing, and we will go. We're using our resources to serve our students, and that is what NANS Diaspora is here to do. So that is it. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. And now I'm having challenge with you now. Just like you're
Can I
having
comment?
challenge.
Okay.
No, before you go there, I want to say something, because your president lives in South Africa. And my challenge with the president now is that he has made references to Nigerian government not doing this and that. I quite agree with you. But also, you made references to Benin Republic and other places. But you live in South Africa. You want to tell me that in South Africa, you've not had a police handedness on our students. You've not heard about hostility by locals on Nigerians, including the students. I mean, you live here. So if we really want to face the challenges and solve the matter, we need to be vocal. What we are sharing is the experiences of our students in diaspora, and these things are out there on the public domain. But now we have a platform. I mean, why not share these true experiences? Because no one will come after you. By the way, I'm just doing my job anyway. The truth is that in South Africa, we have cases of police handedness and all of that. Some of these things it's not just because the Nigerian students are committing crimes. No. We have to deconstruct that notion, because that is what puts us in problem. Every Nigerian does not commit crime. That's not right. There are maybe just few. So, and the problem is the issue of generalizing the problems. When one Nigeria is caught doing something wrong, it's assumed every Nigeria is wrong. So that's not right. Because I live in the Republic of South Africa. I love South Africa. I love South Africans. But we also have problems in South Africa, and we must be vocal to air our views and opinions on those issues, so that both the government of South Africa and that of Nigeria should look into the matter and be able to solve. We can't stay in South Africa and our students are being manhandled by the authorities.
In the context of South Africa,
we'll not speak about them. No,
I'll quickly address that.
Yeah.
The issue of South Africa. I live here. So during my tenure as president of NANS South Africa, I can categorically tell you that we've not had any time at any point in time whereby a Nigerian student was manhandled by the police. I'm the president of a Nigerian student in South Africa, not the president of a Nigerian community in South Africa. So it's a two different thing. So if a Nigerian is being manhandled in South Africa, it has nothing to do with the Nigerian. As far as you're not a student, we have the president of NICASA to take care of that. That's his business. Yeah. So as far as I'm concerned, a Nigerian student has not been a victim of such scenarios. You get it? And even the only case we had was when a student was coming. He had traveled to Italy for a conference. Coming back, he was detained at the airport. And guess what? The family only told us 2 weeks after. But immediately I placed a call to the High Commission and the consulates. The consular officers ran to intercept the deportation. And most of the issue we are having is our students don't tell the truth. And if you lie to us, now we are lying to our missions. And when they go there, you're making a fool of us and our missions. So they won't even take us serious when we call them again.
That's true.
So you get the point. So they have to be truthful first. Tell us exactly what your problem is, what you are facing. Since I've been the president of NANSA, I'll be very honest with you, we've not experienced. And even if we do, we have institutions in place. We know our missions will respond swiftly. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to, like someone who also works in the community, in 2018, the spate of xenophobic attack that spread across the country in the Republic of South Africa. A Nigerian student was reported beaten and injured. Because I work in the community, that's why I'm privileged to have this privileged information. And it's part of the problem we're talking about here. You might not be privileged to all of
I was not the
but I'm not privileged. I'm giving you privileged information now because I work in the community. So it's part of these problems. They are there. They are there. But at a minimal level, when it comes to our students, yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Okay. Still on this topic, let me ask your colleagues: do we share the same sentiment in your own locality or country?
Yeah, the president has said it all. The question you asked initially was which country would you advise our member, our student, not to go to? As I said, I believe any country we don't have Nigerian High Commission, don't go to that country. Any country we don't have Nigerian High Commission, because Nigerian High Commission is our first point of contact. They're our ambassador, they're consular. Before COVID 2020, we have a good rapport with our consulate, Nigerian High Commission in UK, London. Even we make use of the office for our meeting. They give us anytime you can come and address your student, have your meeting. But we need to have a good rapport with the High Commission. But presently, our ambassador, Sharafa Tunjishola, we don't have a kind of a good communication per se, because when our student in University of Hull and Robert Gordon University, they got issue of Forex where 7 out of 11 students of all been deported. They went to Nigeria themselves because the stress is too much. One was arrested, was detained for 3 weeks. Our High Commission did nothing regarding that. Honorable Abike Dabiri did nothing about that. And even our student was so annoyed then that because Abike Dabiri was invited to a program in London for all Nigeria and UK. And I have to put it out to the president that if Abike Dabiri comes to that gathering, the Nigerian students go to scatter the place, because I got like over 50 students. They want to come all over UK to come and scatter, because seriously, it's not really funny. We are being hurt. We have a representative to represent the interests of our students, of our people, of our member. What's the essence of we having an ambassador that won't stand tall for us always? That's why we are trying to push a kind of emotion, a way of having a youth ambassador that represents the interests of our students properly. If ambassador is being political, if ambassador is working for the elites and for the political party, we are not like that. We are a student and we know our rights. Our right is for the host country to support us. And how can we get the support without our governments? Because Nigeria House in all nations, they are our government. If you run to Nigeria, the last time we went there for a rally, Nigerian representative called police or not that we should get arrested. And we said, no, it's not working that way. We are fighting for our rights. How come students came here, didn't pay for that bursary and said we should not protest? This is a peaceful protest. Cleveland TV, I really appreciate the work you're doing. God the Almighty bless you. Please help us. We need more of this. President, please, we need more of this. Let people know all that NANS Diaspora is here to assist. We are different. We are not political. We are not religious. We are not ethnic. We are not tribalistic. We are here to represent the interests of our students. We are here to stand tall with them. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You know, I have an accession to United Kingdom. I need to be very honest with you. Like I said, I'm just doing my job, and I need to be very sincere to myself. So United Kingdom seem not to have treated students. It's not about Nigeria, because I'm watching. I've made my research. I see how Black students are harassed on the streets of UK. What's the problem? What's going on there? What's going on there? It's just that we don't have all the time. I wanted to, because you are living in UK, I wanted us to go into that particular subject, but we'll have to bring you back on this platform. We have to bring back, to really go into that. Our time is almost up. We are going to go on a break right away. As we return, we wrap it up because of time. We have almost used up all our time. But let's go for a break. Let's go for a break. When we return, we'll continue this conversation.
Hello there. Looking for an African movie? Search no further. Cleveland African Movies TV is here for you. We are dedicated to the acceleration of African films, TV series, documentaries, and lots more. Explore our movies at home or on the go. Clevenard Movies is free to watch on clevenard.com. Don't miss this opportunity. Hurry now. Sign up and subscribe today. Hello there. Looking for an African movie? Search no further. Clevenard African Movies TV is here for you. We are dedicated to the acceleration of African films, TV series, documentaries, and lots more. Explore our movies at home or on the go. Clevenard Movies is free to watch on clevenard.com. Don't miss this opportunity. Hurry now. Sign up and subscribe today. Hello there. Looking for an African movie? Search no further. Clevenard African Movies TV is here for you. We are dedicated to the acceleration of African films, TV series, documentaries, and lots more. Explore our movies at home or on the go. Clevenard Movies is free to watch on clevenard.com. Don't miss this opportunity. Hurry now. Sign up and subscribe today. Hello there. Looking for an African movie? Search no further. Clevenard African Movies TV is here for you. We are dedicated to the acceleration of African films, TV series, documentaries, and lots more. Explore our movies at home or on the go. Clevenard Movies is free to watch on clevenard.com. Don't miss this opportunity. Hurry now. Sign up and subscribe today.
Hello viewers, welcome back. It's Filter Conversations with Afro students on Clevenard TV in Diaspora. My name remains H.J. Oba, and you have some students here, the leadership of NANS Diaspora. On the platform, we have A.A. Abubakar, who is the president of NANSA, and also NANSA Diaspora President General. You're welcome, sir. And we have Honorable Pepe Haide Shoyemi, who is the senator, NANS Diaspora. We also have in the studio this hour, Yakubu Sabo Abdullahi, who is the president, honorable president, NANS Turkish Northern Region. You're welcome, gentlemen. At this point, we're about to wrap up this conversation because of our time. I would like to ask you, before I'll go to the president, I would like the president to wrap up. But let me go to you guys. Let me go to Pepe Haide. What do you think our government should do just in 60 seconds? What do you think our government should do to service this issue? This president,
okay. Yeah. I thank God for that, because our government cannot do everything. That's why they got Minister of Foreign Affairs. That's why they have ambassador and high commissioner and consular in each country. I believe our high commission and the NANS diaspora and NANS chapter, each chapter have to have a kind of cordial relationship with one another. If we got any issue, straight, we have to have a kind of outline. They're supposed to check on us on a weekly basis. They're supposed to have a meeting with us. As I said, when we got an issue of deportation of 11 students of the University of Hull and Robert Gordon University in Aberdeen, Scotland, I went to High Commission. I dropped the letter myself. Initially, I sent a recorded delivery, no response. I emailed, no response. I went there to drop the letter myself. The attaché to the ambassador said, don't worry, they will get back to me. Maybe they get back to me tomorrow. since last year November. It never done. We now have to have a kind of round table to let's dialogue. Let them know our issue. They said it's what the High Commission, they are here to represent us, not we representing them. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Yes, I believe we have to keep engaging with the government. We have to use every means available to get their attention, but legal means, legal responsible means, to get the attention of our government to do their status obligation to respond to the needs of students in their various country of residence. Very important, because these students have no other place to turn to or who to turn to than our mission in those countries. These notes are taken care of, and we as well, we proceed to get these clips to respective portals so that they can hear you out. Okay, before I go to your president, I would like Honorable Yakubu to air his view on what he thinks our government should do better than they've done in the past. Are you there? Are you there, Honorable Yakubu? Are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you. So what do you think our government should do better than what they've done previously in respect to these issues talked about on this platform?
Yeah, I feel like the government should give more focus more on dealing with the problems, because I would like to give an example with one issue, the issue of the banks. The problem here with the banks is that we all know the reason why there has been so many monetary policies and restrictions is connected to the fact that the government is also trying to control money laundering abroad and all. But the thing is, these rules and regulations affected students more, because the government has the ability to know if you are a student traveling abroad, or you are just a business person, or you're just a tourist. At the moment, we all know our Nigerian cards, our Naira cards, are useless. You really cannot do anything with them except you have a dollar card. And the thing is, majority of our parents earn their money in Naira. They don't earn their money in foreign currency. So they can only use Naira to pay and whatever it is to give your monthly allowance for food, for tuition fee and all. And we all know also the challenges they go through, or maybe the general challenges before you even get the foreign currency from the central bank. Before you get the foreign currency from central bank is a hell. I personally, recently, I've had experience that I was not able to get the foreign currency that I need to use. All I was having was Naira. I was stranded. Even it was at the airport. I was stranded. I don't know what to do. All I had was just Naira, and I was having problem receiving my foreign currency from the central bank, and there was nothing I could do. So I think the government in this way should be able to segregate between students, which if you're traveling, you all have your documents. For example, a bank, you might be able to have a problem. I had an experience with a bank. A bank asked for student certificates, admission letter, even they asked for my timetable. They asked for my student resident permit. So if a bank could ask for all these documents just to prove that you are a student before they could update your account information because you are not in Nigeria, then I feel like the government has more capability to know that a certain person is a student, so he needs to have access to his funds or to whatever funds parent or his sponsor is actually going to send to him. So I believe this issue of banks restriction is actually an international issue. So far you are in diaspora, you're actually dealing with this problem. So I think the government should be able to give a kind of a consideration to students, because I can remember years ago, with my Naira card, I can withdraw dollar. For example, maybe some years, 15, 14, downwards, you can use your Naira card and you don't withdraw dollar in any of the foreign ATM machines. But at the moment, you cannot even $1 or any local currency that you're having.
So students are actually having this challenge. And we all know, for you to get the dollar, you have to go through the black market rate, which if you compare the prices is so much outrageous. So I believe I would like to use the word a simple, solution to this. If the government really wants to make life easy for students, they can actually, make life easy for students. So I'm pleading government at least to student when regulation, not to just generalize maybe rules that they are targeting, business people, or they are targeting money launderers, and then the student ending up paying for that.
Thank you so much. Thank you, gentlemen. And at this point, I would like to leave the floor for your president to wrap up with his notion on this subject, and also what best he thinks that the government should play their role better than they did in the past. Okay, Mr. President, I want to leave you at this point to share your own sentiment on this one.
Thank you very much, Prof. I think it's in line with what the both speakers have said. All the government needs to do is to strengthen our institutions. You get the point. Checkmate our institutions. If that is done, every other thing will fall into place within accountability also. If our institutions are strengthened, the banks will not be doing what they are doing. Immediately a student makes a payment abroad, they should effect the payment immediately. This is what NANS Diaspora is fighting, and this is what we'll keep fighting until this change is made. And also, I will use this opportunity to thank CleverNet TV and also give them my proposition, because this is a platform. The students need this platform to continue to hear their views, because this is the only way they can express themselves to the world. So as one of my focus on this administration is to go into partnership with media houses like CleverNet, so that students will have the free will to express themselves to the world, say their challenges, what they are facing. And also, we are focusing too much on the challenges, but we are also forgetting that Nigerian students abroad are performing extremely well, and they also need to be rewarded and recommended. And that takes me to the point that NANS Diaspora will be having its first national conference in Nigeria between August and September. So whoever want to partner with us, this is an opportunity to contact us. Reach out to us on NANS Diaspora. We have a website, we have a Facebook account, we have Twitter account. Reach out to us, partner with us. This is not for us alone, but it's for the common good of the entire Nigerian students in South Africa. I commend CleverNet TV, continue doing the work you're doing. In NANS South Africa, we're already in partnership with you. NANS Diaspora also is looking forward to going into partnership with you so that we can, our voices can be heard all over the world. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. It's been an awesome conversation with you guys, and it's still on Filter Conversations with Afro students on CleverNet TV in Diaspora. And my name is Prof. S.J. Oba. I'm your anchor to this program. And we have had a full day and a full blast of conversation with our students in Diaspora. And my gratitude to them is that they are doing relatively well in their respective countries. And trust me, Nigerian students are known for that. And you heard from them. And we have here, before we go, A.A. Abubakar, who is the President General of NANS Diaspora, and we have Honorable Pepe Haide Shoeme, who is the Senator NANS Diaspora as well. And also we have Honorable Yakubu Sabu Abdullahi, who is the President NANS Turkish Northern Region, as the Cyprus area of NANS Diaspora. You guys are wonderful, and I really appreciate your time for coming to CleverNet TV, and I promise you we'll have you back here very, very soon. So that's it, viewers. This is how much we can take for today. And it's still CleverNet TV in Diaspora, and we're here to make sure we highlight what you're doing and also celebrate your achievement. From now, I would like to say bye-bye till we meet again. Thank you, guys.